I'm Savita Valsang and welcome to Statistics Made Simple. In this video, we'll continue with class intervals part 2. Continuous frequency distributions are usually given to us in the form of the exclusive type, but at times, continuous frequency distributions may have inclusive type class intervals. In this case, it is very important to convert inclusive class intervals to exclusive class intervals. So now let us learn what are the steps to convert inclusive type class intervals to exclusive type class intervals. There are three steps basically. Step 1, we find the difference between the lower limit of the second class interval and the upper limit of the first class interval. Step 2, the difference is then divided by 2. Third step, the resulting value is subtracted from the lower limits of all the class intervals and is added to the upper limits of all the class intervals. Then, the resulting class intervals will be in the exclusive form. Let us now learn through an example how to convert inclusive class intervals to exclusive class intervals. So consider a continuous frequency distribution with inclusive class intervals. So in the first column we have class intervals 15 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 29, 30 to 34. And the corresponding frequencies are 6, 2, 12, 10, and the total frequency is capital N, which is equal to 30. To explain the steps, let us write down the lower limits and the upper limits in two columns. So the lower limits of all the class intervals are 15, 20, 25, 30 respectively, and the upper limits of the given class intervals are 19, 24, 29, 34 respectively. So in the first step, I have written the upper limit of the first class interval is equal to 19 and the lower limit of the second class interval is equal to 20. Now we find out the difference, that is 20 minus 19, which is equal to 1. In the second step, we find out the difference divided by 2, which is 1 divided by 2 equal to 0.5. In the third step, 0.5 is subtracted from all lower limits and 0.5 is added to all the upper limits of the class intervals as shown below. So in the table, we have formed two columns, lower limit minus 0.5 and upper limit plus 0.5. In the first column, find out the differences. 15 minus 0.5 is equal to 14.5. 20 minus 0.5 is 19.5. 25 minus 0.5 is 24.5. And 30 minus 0.5 is equal to 29.5. Then upper limit plus 0.5 gives us the values 19 plus zero point 0.5 equal to 19.5, 24 plus zero point 0.5 is 24.5, 29 plus zero point 0.5 is equal to 29.5 and 34 plus zero point 0.5 equal to 34.5. The inclusive class intervals are converted into the exclusive form and are written as shown below. So in the first column, you have the inclusive type class intervals which were given 15 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 29 and 30 to 34. The modified class intervals will be those which are in the exclusive form 14.5 to 19.5, 19.5 to 24.5, 24.5 to 29.5 and 29.5 to 34.5, and in the third column we have written the frequencies which were given as 6, 2, 12, 10, which adds up to capital N equal to 30. Let us now learn how to obtain class intervals given their midpoints. We'll follow three steps. The first step is to find the difference between the second and the first mid value. And then this value is divided by 2. The midpoint is also called as the mid value of the class interval. The second step is the value so obtained should be subtracted from the first mid value to get the lower limit of the first class interval and the same value is added to the first mid value to get the upper limit of the first class interval. This procedure is repeated for all the mid values given to obtain the respective class intervals. Let's now understand this procedure through an example. So let's consider a continuous frequency distribution with midpoints of class intervals given. In the first column, we have midpoints. You know that the midpoints are denoted by x. The values are 3, 4, 5, and 6, and the corresponding frequencies are 5, 2, 8, and 5. When we add up the frequencies, we get capital N equal to 20. So now the first step is to write the midpoint of the first class interval, which is 3, and the midpoint of the second class interval, which is equal to 4. Now find out the difference between the second mid value and the first mid value, that is 4 minus 3 equal to 1. The second step is to find out the difference divided by 2, which is equal to 1 divided by 2 equal to 0.5. The third step is 0.5 is subtracted from all the mid values to get the lower limits of the class intervals, and 0.5 is added to all the mid values to get the upper limits of the class intervals as shown below. So again, let's form a table with two columns, mid value minus 0.5 and mid value plus 0.5. So under mid value minus 0.5, 3 minus 0.5 is equal to 2.5, 4 minus 0.5 is equal to 3.5, 5 minus 0.5 is equal to 4.5, and 6 minus 0.5 is equal to 5.5. Then for mid value plus 0.5, we get the following computations as 3 plus 0.5 is equal to 3.5, 4 plus 0.5 is equal to 4.5, 5 plus 0.5 equal to 5.5, and 6 plus 0.5 equal to 6.5. So now we see that the mid values are converted into exclusive class intervals and can be written in a table as shown below. So form a table with midpoints and frequencies as 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 2, 8, 5, and the sum of the frequencies is capital N equal to 20. So now the class intervals are written in the third column for the corresponding midpoints as 2.5 to 3.5, 3.5 to 4.5, 4.5 to 5.5, and 5.5 to 6.5. Procedure of converting an inclusive class interval to an exclusive one is a very important concept. So do practice it. Thank you for watching, and in my next video we'll learn about analysis of univariate data.